And I think we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway? The show where you get to hear about things from my perspective, a blind life. I am your host, Victor Gouveia, and today we're going to meet an interesting woman who has, well, charmed me with her music, actually. And hopefully, she'll be a success whatever she chooses to do. I'd like you all to meet Joanne. Should we say your last name, Joanne?
Tran.
Yeah, Joanne Tran. She's a Vietnamese American woman, 36 years old, living in Texas. And we're going to hear about her and her YouTube channel and her life and what it's been like growing up in the US and what kind of barriers she's faced. How are you, Joanne?
I'm doing well, Victor. How are you?
Not too bad. So you weren't born in Texas, were you?
No, I am originally from Louisiana, the
Louisiana.
southern part of Louisiana. So it's
Right.
basically the Lafayette area. So
Uh-huh. And were you always born with visual impairment?
yes, the cause of my blindness uh, is retinopathy of prematurity.
I'm sorry?
It's ROP.
ROP? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
retinopathy of prematurity.
Yes,
Can you explain to our viewers what that means?
it's basically like I said, I was born premature, and I only weighed 1 pound when I was a baby, and I had other medical issues
Wow,
as
that's
well.
really tiny.
Yes.
Yeah. I am gonna do this caveat at the moment because I don't think I'm doing justice not only to Joanne but to our viewers and listeners. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm kind of running on empty at the moment. So I may screw up a couple of times here and there.
Hey, no
Also,
worries.
I'm sorry.
I said no worries.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're.
I also got a call from my wife. Apparently, they've got a bomb threat at her facility. So kind of worried
Oh
about
man,
that.
I hope everything will be okay.
Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, it's not every day you get bomb threats. I guess COVID is really working people out nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So remember, a little housekeeping, folks. If you like what you're about to hear, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. And as I told Joanne just before we went live, we're also broadcasting to Periscope today. And I thought, if you're out there, go check us out on Twitter at Blind Whose. That's BlindWhose, and that's our username on Periscope as well. So go check us out there. And like I said, I have no idea how Periscope works. I just know I'm broadcasting to it. So I mean, at this point, exposure, exposure, exposure. So, how has that affected? I mean, has your getting back to Joanne? I'm sorry, Joanne. I thought
That's all
I
right.
had to tell everybody what's going on. Um, having said that, what I mean, has your vision always been what it is now, or has it gotten worse?
I was able to see large print books, and I was able to. I was mainstreamed throughout school.
Right.
Um, up until high school, and my first semester of college, which
Hmm.
was fall of 2006, and I did not know I had closed closed angular glaucoma
Oh,
that stayed dormant
right.
until it hit me December of 2006.
Now, if I can ask you, was that painful for you? Because I mean, I remember my glaucoma, and that was killer.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty painful. I guess I didn't recognize the signs until it really hit me. My
That
pressure
makes
was
two of us.
60.
That makes two of us. Yeah.
Yeah, my eye pressure was 60.
Yeah.
And I have no vision in my right eye.
Wow.
And my lens was super cloudy.
Uh huh.
So my primary eye doctor since birth had taken that out, and she had thought that it would make my eye pressure go down, but
Right.
it didn't. So she had to recommend me to a glaucoma specialist, and they had to put a shunt in my left eye.
Wow. What a coincidence. I had the same thing done to my left eye.
Hey, that's awesome.
Wow. Yeah, and unfortunately, they say that um, uh, the going rumor is that most people who put shunts in their eyes go blind eventually. Uh,
So far it's been stable. It's in the back of my eye, but I don't feel
right.
it. It's there, but it's.
Yeah. No, I get
But
what you mean.
so far it's been stable. Um,
Right.
I haven't lost any vision since. So
So, how is your vision now? I mean, I know you've told me how
it's
it
to a
is, but
point
I
where
feel like
I can still see like the lights on in the room, depending on where we are.
right.
I I could kind of see photos, depending on like I look up really close to look at photos. Um, I can't see any facial features. Um, so I can't see any print anymore, even though I know there's something there. So I'm from
Sure.
where I don't use any magnification programs or things like that. So,
Right. So you get most of your books for school from electronic format, is it?
yes, in college, um, I had the PDF format of the books, either that or they had to take the physical book and scan it in. So,
Oh, I see. Now you touched on something. You grew up in Louisiana for how long?
yes.
How long was it in
For most of my
Louisiana?
life, until I had the job in Mississippi.
Uh huh.
Then I moved to Mississippi for about 9 months,
Uh huh.
and then that unfortunately didn't work out. As much as I wanted to work out, things just didn't work out. And then so my family decided to probably um, have a fresh start in Texas. So
Yeah. And how was it growing up in school? Being, I mean, not only were you blind, but you were Vietnamese, which is, well, nowadays unfortunately a big deal. I mean, I know it's a sad fact that a lot of people are racist, especially in the down south. How was it for you?
yeah, it was good. It was good. I did my schoolwork and with modifications and um,
Right.
yeah, but I guess typical. Nothing too out of the ordinary. I had other Vietnamese. There were other Vietnamese students that were there,
Hmm.
and people were thought we would have the same last name, but people would ask us, "Hey, are y'all related?" Like, no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, I get that. Yeah, I get that. People always ask me because I come from an island in Portugal if I'm related to other people that come from that island because it's so small. So, but you found you had a normal upbringing then.
Yes.
Yeah. And at what point did you go to Mississippi to start what job?
I started my job April. Let's see. I started my switchboard operator job in
Mm.
April. Actually, on April 8th was 2019. Was the my first start date for work. So I pretty much moved like that weekend, the weekend before I
Right.
started work. So
So, and how did you get that job? I mean, was that through outside agency?
I was using the Louisiana Rehab Services
Right.
along with Miss Teresa Smith. She was the um, job placement specialist at the affiliated Blind in Louisiana.
Right.
So so working together, we all job searched and went from there. So and I applied for that job and yeah, so that's how I found out about it and jumped on the bandwagon. So
And you applied yourself, or they applied on your behalf?
yeah, I had help too. So especially with some of the harder application um, tasks that we had to do. Yeah,
Right.
but
Right.
it was pretty much a straightforward application. So
So, how was it navigating the rehab? I mean, was that difficult, or was there a lot of red tape involved?
yeah, depending on what it is, like I know when I had my assistive technology and my both for work and school,
Hmm.
they had to get that approved because it was over that certain amount that they would have, that they would pay. So
Right.
that took a little while, and plus other, but overall, I think it was a good experience. So
Now, is
overall,
that I don't know if you know this, but is that sort of common uh, in the United States with rehab that they only have a certain amount to spend on
I'm
each
not
person?
sure to be honest with you. I'm not sure if it's I'm guessing I'm not sure across the board
Right. Right.
because I've only
Because
been with Louisiana, so and I'm about
yeah,
to
I mean,
apply for Texas services.
right. On a past episode of Meet Me in the Middle, we spoke to a gentleman, and he was getting services from California, and he had the same issue where they only had so much they could spend. So I thought maybe it might be something across the board if you knew, but uh, I mean, it's sad the state of things now, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, because I know in college we had to have like our textbooks were paid, but we had to like show the receipts and how much things cost, and because I know that was another ounce too.
So
So
you were reimbursed then?
no, fortunately not, but I
Yeah,
mean we had covered it, but we had to show their receipts and stuff.
right, right. And you moved to Texas for a fresh start, didn't you? From
Yes,
Mississippi.
yes.
And why was there a specific reason why Texas?
Let's say I do have family here, and they're a lot more supportive in terms of I do want to have a job and live on my own. I just be independent. So
Right. And are you able to tell us what city you currently live in?
I am currently living in Sugar Land, Texas.
Sugarland. Yeah, I
Yes,
found that name quite interesting.
yes, yes.
And do you find it? I mean, what is life like in Sugarland? I mean,
I definitely quieter. I hear cars going along the street, but it's definitely a lot quieter. I think I hear planes more often. I think we're nearby. I think we're near a airport.
right.
Um, so that's I hear planes going in and out.
Oh wow.
um, yeah, so we still kind of exploring where certain stores are and different
Right.
restaurants to go eat at. So
N- Now, is Sugarland close to any major city?
it's near Houston. It's about 30. I think it's about 30 minutes from Houston, give or take.
Right. And what's the weather like down there?
I know it's been. I know yesterday it was raining and super cold yesterday. I'm not sure about today.
Right, right. Because I have a friend in Texas, and she just wrote that she got snow down in Texas. I can't exactly remember where she lives. For some reason, I don't know. Carla, if you're listening, let me know, please. By the way, folks, Carla Joe will be a guest at some point on the show, and we just have to coordinate. Um, so tell me about what you plan on doing. I mean, I noticed you told me that you were into sourcing and recruitment.
Yes, I would definitely like to, after I finish up the certification program I'm currently taking for
Right.
sourcing and recruiting, I would definitely like to um, make a career out of, being a sourcer. Even though I would know how to do the full cycle recruitment, but I
Right.
do prefer to be more on the sourcer side of it.
Are you able to explain to everybody what sourcing and recruitment is?
Sourcing is basically working with the hiring manager
Mm-hmm.
or any client that would need help filling the job. I would so the hiring manager would give me a job rec,
Right.
and I would start doing pre-searching. So kind of guess like what they're maybe looking for in a candidate.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go out and like look for like keywords in the rec, and then
Right.
look for alternative um, like job titles, companies, different associations, um, and basically fill out the paperwork for the intake meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And so in that meeting, we'll go through like a different criteria of here's the type of candidates I'm looking for,
Right.
and then so I spend like maybe 10 days or so searching for people, and then I would come back and present my present the candidates that I would think would fit best for the position.
Sure. Yeah. So you would be part of the hiring staff.
Kind of, sort of, yeah, in a way.
Right.
Um, so I mean, I'm basically filling the pipeline, but not exactly. Um,
Yeah. And is this something you always wanted to do, or was this a more recent development?
I would say it'd be a more recent development. After after resigning from my job, I was talking to one of my friends, Aaron Linton is his name, and he explained to me what a sorcerer was and explained to me, the program that he went through.
Mm-hmm.
And he referred me to one of his colleagues.
Right.
And then that's how I started, learning about the program and actually taking the course. So
Yeah. And do you see yourself how long before you graduate?
hopefully to be done maybe hopefully March. So
March. Well, good luck with that. I
thank
hope
you.
everything goes well for you.
Thank
I
you.
mean, I know how hard you're working, um,
Yes.
and we'll get into that a bit later. First and foremost, folks, I'd like to give you a little background on what we're doing. Um, Way back in the early 2000s, when I first started going blind, I was a part of an email list, an email group, which used to be the precursor to Facebook groups. And that group was called Blind Like Me. And it was based on a show that was run by uh, a singular man that I admired very much, Phil Parr, down in Lubbock, Texas. And he interviewed just regular, everyday people. And he showed you that, well, I mean, life for people is interesting, no matter who they are. And that's what I tried to do with Meet Me in the Middle, where I'm blending the blind and sighted. And we had a few guests that were actually great. Actually, all our guests were great. So now I'm going to try to do that here. And I thought Joanne would make a really nice first guest, especially with what she's trying to do. Speaking of which, you're trying to get a study group together
Yes.
for school. And is has that been difficult or something that you haven't?
Yeah, I really enjoyed our first study group last week. I met a few people and we, exchanged ideas on how, what everyone was important, in the study group, and I questions in terms of, hey, does anyone want to take turns, doing lessons on, both sourcing and recruiting, and decide and work together as a team to, you know, um, help others, expand their knowledge,
Right.
whatever
And
they need trouble, whatever they're having trouble with.
are all the members of your current class or just anyone in sourcing and recruiting?
It's open to, anyone, even those who, aren't in the program I'm taking. So,
Right. And if people, what is the name of the group if people want to look for it?
it's called Sourcing and Recruiting Study Group.
Right. And I put the link in the description box below, folks, if you want to get join it. Um, we also have the link to Joanne's YouTube page, YouTube channel, rather. I'm sorry. And she's got a number of videos up there, especially of various songs. Do you want to tell everyone what sort of songs are out there?
Yeah, so far I've done uh, Jambalaya on the Bayou.
Yeah, my wife
I
loves
also
that.
did. I also did with arms wide open and your love, O Lord.
Yeah, and you taught yourself to play the guitar, or was this something you
I
had help
started
with?
guitar when I was in Mississippi.
Right.
That's one of those. I played piano since middle school, on and off, and I wanted to challenge myself in terms of learning something new.
Sure.
And I think I've definitely improved. So since last year, I started playing
Now,
guitar last year. So
I have to ask, was it your parents that forced you to play piano, or did you choose to play piano on your own?
I kind of wanted to learn music, and my mom enjoyed music too, and
Right.
um, the middle school I went to offered piano, and I tried visual arts for 6 weeks, and
Mm-hmm.
like I
Mm-hmm.
didn't really care for visual arts, so
Yeah. Yeah.
so I went over to learning how to play the piano.
Mm-hmm. And this was at school, or was it a separate conservatory thing that you did?
It was at school. It was part of my like classes that I could schedule. So
Right. And at that point, you graduated to the guitar, or was that something that didn't come until way later?
probably like later, like I didn't like I stuck with piano for a while through high
Hmm.
school,
Right.
and then um and I was like, and then I just kind of like got tired of it, so
Right.
I
Right.
need a break from it.
Right. And you did some concerts, I take it?
Yeah, I did do about a couple of recitals
Right.
for middle school.
Right. Do you have a favorite genre of playing?
No, I'm pretty open.
Okay. And what about singing? Do you prefer a specific genre?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question, please?
What about singing? I mean, do you prefer specific genre of singing?
Um, for singing, I'm pretty flexible. I like my familiar tunes. I definitely enjoy the '90s,
Yeah,
'90s
no.
and beyond. So,
Yeah, yeah. And do you have a favorite artist?
man, I'd say one of my favorites would probably be wow, check. Actually, they were my first concert I ever went to. Um, the group is called Casting Crown.
Oh, I actually never heard of them. I'm sorry.
It's alright. They're a Christian group, a Christian contemporary group.
Right. And you actually went to one of their concerts?
Yeah, I actually went to their second album, their live song album tour.
Right, right. And are they fairly popular in the Christian genre?
I think they're still around. So I mean, I still keep up with them in terms of new albums and things like that.
Right. I mean, I'm thinking about, modern pop concerts and how crazy they are. I mean, was it crazy at their concert?
No, no, it was good. The last concert I went to was Blind Boys of um, Alabama was the last concert I went to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they're Christian
yeah,
as well?
they were pretty good.
They're Christian as well?
I think they're more of the like soul. I'm not sure what category they fall into, but
Right.
they're
But they came to Texas or
actually I went doing receptionist training in Lafayette. So
I'm sorry, you cut out there for a bit. Could you repeat?
they came to Lafayette,
Right.
Louisiana, and I was able to get tickets and stuff. So
Yeah. I mean, I sent my daughter over to a Taylor Swift concert, and I mean, finding her in that mess was just crazy.
oh, I bet look, I haven't been to any concerts since, but the ones I've been to, they haven't been crazy or anything. So
Right. I'm so sorry, folks. That doesn't usually happen. Or actually, it does. Actually, now that I think about it, happens a lot. Um, so I apologize. I've lost my train of thought. Um, so do you want to plug your YouTube channel at this point?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you want to plug your YouTube channel? Let everybody know how to get there, or where it is. Oh,
Um,
sorry.
sure. Yeah. So actually, my YouTube channel is called Joanne Tran.
Uh huh.
It's JOANN and then capital T as in Tom, R A as in Apple, and N as in Nick.
Okay. And you're adding as you go along. Do you have a favorite streaming application?
I am still exploring the different streaming platforms.
I'm sorry, folks. This person is very uh, well. I don't know what that is. While the phone is ringing, I'm gonna see if we have any comments. Yeah, we don't seem to have any comments, which is cool. Okay, so I don't know how long we've been up. Uh, let me see. Okay, we've been up for about a half hour. Oh, well, I
Oh,
didn't.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate you coming by. I thank you so much for that. And I hope your study group gets off on a rousing success. I mean, I know that going through college is hard, especially when you don't have support. I mean, how is it for you?
It's been great. The course I'm thinking it's extremely accessible with a screen reader as a screen reader user, except for a few things, but there's ways to work around it.
Right.
Um, and it's been great. The feedback for the homework's been really awesome, and it's been a really great experience. So
So it sounds like you actually enjoyed learning a lot. Is that
yes, I
something
do.
you?
Yeah, it was definitely intense, but I definitely um, uh, learned and make things stick, and it's I think it's definitely worth it. So
Right. And what are you currently using to go on live on YouTube?
I'm currently on my laptop with JAWS.
Right. Oh, for Christ's sake. Anyway, folks, I really apologize for that. It doesn't usually happen, but this person seems to be very tenacious, and I don't know what they want, but hopefully they've left a message, and if it's important, I'll get to it later. Um, so I'm really sorry. I just lost my train of thought. We were talking about your study group, and I guess this COVID thing is really. I mean, would you have to go into an actual campus to do the studies or classes?
Oh no, no. Like I said, we basically take turns. Uh, like I sent out one of the job recs that I would have to work on to every
Right.
to the members, and then we'll work together as a group when we meet next week.
Sure. And if it wasn't for the COVID, would you have to go into class or into an actual building for class?
Actually, for the for the course, it's pretty much online. So
Right. Oh Christ! It seems like everybody's trying to reach me. I
yeah.
don't understand what's going on. So I yeah okay. I have no idea what happened there. Um. Oh, what is going on? Apparently everything's going wrong for me today. Bomb threats, no sleep. I'm just rocking today. Yeah, that's what it's happening. um, I I'm really sorry, Joanne. I
It's all
can't
right.
tell you how bad I feel. Um, I mean, this should have been the cakewalk, but for some reason today is just going wrong. I guess that's my life. A blind life. Huh? So I think we'll cut it off here, and I'm gonna thank Joanne. Thank you for coming on the show, Joanne. I really appreciate it. And remember, folks, if you liked what you heard, go to Joanne's YouTube channel, subscribe to her channel, Joanne Tran, and she's got some great stuff up there, some great music. And if you're into sourcing and recruiting, or you want to learn about it, email her email her and ask her about it. The email is also in the description box, uh, and she'll tell you all about it. At least I hope you will.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So thank you all for coming, and hopefully my next interview will not go as badly. Goodbye, folks.